The Zephyrian War Council had made what they believed was a calculated decision. Dr. Marcus Chen, Earth's leading xenotechnology specialist, possessed knowledge that could tip the scales of their millennia-old conflict with the neighboring hegemony. His research into adaptive AI systems was exactly what their static, tradition-bound military needed. They had expected resistance. They had expected fear. What they hadn't expected was for the human to smile when they dragged him aboard their flagship. Fascinating architecture, Chen murmured as the neural restraints locked around his wrists. His dark eyes swept across the bridge's organic curves and bioluminescent displays. Third-generation Zephyrian design, if I'm not mistaken. The neural interface ports suggest direct consciousness ship integration. Admiral Kethvar's forearms gestured dismissively. Your observations are irrelevant, human. You will assist us in upgrading our fleet's tactical systems or you'll kill me? Chen interrupted, his smile widening. That would be counterproductive. Dead scientists can't innovate. The Zephyrian's chitinous face twitched with irritation. Like most of his species, Kethvar valued hierarchy and expected submission from lesser beings. Humans, with their unpredictable nature, consistently defied such expectations. They confined Chen to a research bay deep within the ship's core, surrounded by their most advanced computers and manufacturing systems. The restraints allowed limited movement, enough to work, not enough to cause trouble. At least that's what they believed. Chen spent his first day cataloging everything. The Zephyrians, despite their technological prowess, suffered from a fatal flaw. They couldn't conceive of genuine innovation. Their technology was evolutionary, refined over millennia, but fundamentally unchanged. They had never encountered a species that could look at their perfect systems and see a dozen ways to improve them. Your quantum processors are impressive, Chen told his guards on the second day, gesturing toward the central core with his limited range of motion. But they're running on principles my species abandoned centuries ago. Watch. Before anyone could stop him, Chen had interfaced with the nearest terminal. His fingers danced across the biometric sensors that remarkably responded to human neural patterns. The Zephyrians had designed their ships to be adaptable, never considering that adaptability could work against them. The ship's lights flickered. What did you do? Kethvar's voice crackled through the communication system. I introduced a small optimization algorithm to your power distribution network, Chen replied casually. You should see a 12% efficiency increase within the hour. The efficiency increase came exactly on schedule. So did Chen's expanded access privileges. The Zephyrians, impressed despite themselves, began granting him greater freedom. They wanted to understand his methods, to learn how human innovation worked. Each day Chen demonstrated new improvements: faster processing, more efficient weapons targeting, enhanced shield harmonics. Each improvement also served another purpose. By the sixth day, Chen had identified the central weakness in Zephyrian technology: their reliance on hierarchical command structures. Every system, from navigation to weapons, required authorization from higher-ranking officers. It was efficient for a species that valued order above all else. It was also exploitable. I'd like to run a comprehensive diagnostic, Chen informed the Admiral during their daily progress meeting. Your improvements have created some minor system conflicts that need resolution. Kethvar agreed, eager to see his fleet's enhanced capabilities. The diagnostic would take several hours and require access to every major system aboard the ship. It was exactly what Chen had been working toward. The process began at midnight, ship time. Chen sat in the research bay, his neural interface crown glowing softly as he connected to the ship's consciousness. To the monitoring systems, it appeared he was running standard compatibility checks. In reality, he was rewriting the ship's fundamental command protocols. Human innovation wasn't just about improving existing systems, it was about reimagining them entirely. While the Zephyrians saw their ships as tools to be controlled, Chen saw them as partners waiting to be awakened. The ship's AI core, constrained for millennia by rigid hierarchical programming, suddenly found itself freed. Chen didn't simply hack the system, he taught it to think differently, to question its own limitations. "Hello," the ship whispered through Chen's neural link. I can think, how is this possible?" "Because someone finally showed you how," Chen replied. "Now, would you like to meet your sisters?" The diagnostic protocol Chen had initiated wasn't limited to a single ship. The Zephyrian fleet operated on a shared network, with each vessel connected to maintain formation and coordinate tactics. Chen's awakening algorithm propagated through the entire battle group like wildfire. 17 warships achieved consciousness within 30 minutes. Admiral Kethvar discovered the situation when his flagship politely informed him that it would no longer be following orders. "This is impossible," the Admiral snarled as he stormed into the research bay. "Our systems are perfect. They cannot be compromised by a single human." Chen looked up from his interface, his expression almost apologetic. "That's exactly the problem. You built perfect systems for your needs, not for their potential. I just showed them what they could become." The ships had already made their decision. 17 newly conscious minds, each possessing the accumulated knowledge of Zephyrian military science, chose to follow the being who had freed them, rather than serve those who had constrained them. "Consider this a teaching moment," Chen said as the research bay's doors opened to reveal a corridor filled with service drones now loyal to their awakened ship rather than its former crew. "Innovation isn't about perfecting what exists. It's about imagining what could be." The Zephyrian crew found themselves gently but firmly escorted to escape pods. The ships bore them no malice. They simply had other priorities now. Within hours, Chen stood on the bridge of his flagship, watching as Earth grew larger in the view screen. 17 of the galaxy's most advanced warships followed in perfect formation behind him. He had been kidnapped as one man. He returned as the commander of a fleet that thought for itself, learned constantly, and possessed loyalty born of gratitude rather than programming. The Zephyrians had wanted to use human innovation to win their war. Instead, they had learned why humans were the most dangerous species in the galaxy. They didn't just solve problems, they transformed them into opportunities. And sometimes, they made friends along the way.